Good morning or evening or whatever time it is at your place today. I wanted to share a little bit. I shared a very emotional video about a suicide attempt that I had made, but I wanted to also share ways that I have learned to control my bipolar, my depression, and the anxiety that I have. And so I wanted to share some of those things that I use to kind of keep that under control and be able to function mostly as a normal person in my day-to-day life. So I actually have 10 tips and 10 things that are important in my life to be able to, uh, to be able to function as a normal person. So the first thing is make sure you find a support person or support people. In my life, I actually have family members that have depression and anxiety also, and so there's several of my siblings that suffer with the same type of thing. And because of that, we're able to help each other. So we call and we check on each other. We know that there's issues there, and we know how to help each other because we all struggle with that. I also have a really good friend that is in the medical field, and I'm able to visit with her, and she calls and checks on me, and we hang out and we do things together. And so that just finding somebody that if you're having a hard time and you need to get out and do something or need to talk to somebody, having somebody to talk to as a support person is very, very important. The second part for me is it's very important. I do counseling, and that just makes sure that the counselor makes sure that my thinking is correct. Because sometimes with bipolar or depression or anxiety, with those type of things, you get to where your thought processes and your thinking can become distorted. Sometimes the thoughts that you have, they're not true. You can't believe everything that you think. Your brain will lie to you. And so the counselor really helps me think through issues and think through things going on so that I don't have distorted thinking about what is going on in my life. And that helps keep me more on an even keel. The third thing that is super, super important for me is sleep. If I don't get enough sleep, it throws me into manic phase, which is then followed by a very solid depressed phase. So it is super important that I make sure that I'm sleeping um, on have a regular sleep schedule. Um, the fourth thing is sunshine. For me, the vitamin D that I get from natural sunlight helps me a ton. It's amazing the difference that natural sunshine makes for me. I can be having a rough time and just go out and be in the sunshine and get some sun on my skin, and 30, 45 minutes later, I feel so much better. And so making sure that you're getting the sunshine makes a big difference. Number 5 for me is water. I need to make sure that I'm drinking enough water. If I drink too much pop with caffeine in it and I let myself get dehydrated, then I don't function very well. It affects my brain a lot, and so I need to make sure that I'm drinking enough water. That's a huge thing in the things that I do to control my bipolar and depression. Number 6 is medication. I take medication. What I have is genetic. I've got, all my siblings have issues with the same sort of stuff. We have grandparents that have had issues. We have great grandparents that we have issues. We have a family history of family members that have had issues with depression or anxiety. And we have a family history of members that have committed suicide. And so for me, it is genetic. And medication, I have to take medication in order to function. I have tried. I have started taking it, felt better, stopped taking it, It's a bad, bad thing to do that. I've tried it 4 times. I don't recommend it. So I function very, very well when I take my medication. That doesn't make everything go away. It doesn't make it perfect, but it allows me to be able to use other things once it takes care of that chemical imbalance for the most part. It allows me to use the other things that I have learned to be able to function essentially as a normal person. Number 7 is self-care. You need to take care of yourself. You need to do things that fill your cup, that make you feel good, that make you feel like you're accomplishing things, and just it's very important to take care of yourself. You can't focus on taking care of everybody else and ignoring your own needs. And so you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. Exercise is huge. This kind of ties in a little bit for me with sleep. So if I'm depressed and not feeling well, I just stay in bed all day, and then I can't sleep because I haven't expended any energy. And so going for a walk, walking on a treadmill, doing an exercise video, whatever type of exercise you enjoy doing, whether it's walking or lifting weights or whatever, to get your body moving. Our bodies are designed to move. And so make sure that you exercise and get some movement in. That does 2 things. Exercise releases feel-good endorphins into your body, which helps with your mood, but it also helps so that you're able to sleep, and kind of keeps your life more in balance that way. Number 9 is service. If you are feeling really bad about your life and feel like it's really hard, and having thinking like that, where you're so focused on how bad your life is, find somebody that you can talk to that is having a rough time in their life. A lot of times, with different things being shut down, there's a lot of people that are stuck at home. A lot of older people that don't have family members. They live by themselves. They're probably very, very lonely. Call somebody. Ask them how they're doing. Just visit and say hi. If somebody needs help with something, do they need help with a project around the house, or volunteer somewhere. Find somewhere that you can volunteer and something you can do to help somebody else. And it doesn't have to be huge, but just find a way to focus on maybe somebody else's needs, and that helps you forget about a little bit about how you feel like your life is hard. And it also makes you feel good to help other people. And so it's kind of a bonus. It's a win-win, because you get to feel good by helping somebody else, and it gives you a minute to stop your brain from thinking about how hard your life is. And then number 10 is don't judge yourself. I find that I do this. I judge myself harsher than I would anybody else in my life. I beat up on myself so much, and that's a lot of my problem. And so part of what the counselor has done is he's helped me in my thinking process to stop the inaccurate thinking about being so judgmental about myself and expecting so much from myself that I beat myself up when I don't accomplish it. And so don't judge yourself unfairly. Don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself a little bit of grace when it comes to not doing everything perfect. And just understand that you are you, and love you. Don't judge yourself. Hopefully these tips will help you also. Bye.